back to back. Frank, buddy, known on the cadre, I believe is F. Halden, is that right? Buddy, this one is for you. Using the Paladin Brush of Shame. You don't know the story, look it up. There's a whole Brush of Shame video on Nurse Dave's Shaving World channel. So yesterday, what we used Texas on Fire, and I was like, that's not how I remember it. I'm gonna start whipping up my lather here because I had to soak my badger. Don't badger me, badger brush. Baby. So let me tell you. So my new buddy, my new friend. Did you know that we are friends, Frank? He sent me. Didn't comment on my YouTube video. That's fine. I'm not gonna beg for your comments. Please comment. Please comment on my videos. 2 comments he sent me through the Cadre super secret chat yesterday. One about microphones, because I did ask for kind of windy proof microphones I could use outside. He sent me a page that had covers for microphones, and then they also had microphones. So the microphone I'm using, I did say it was a Yeti, which has a pretty big, it looks like one of those old, WKRP, and it's got the big, let's not go there, got the big microphone on a stand. They didn't have any covers for that, and I think maybe that's too big of a surface area. I'm going to look up, I might try it during our Cadre call today. It's got some settings, I think, that control which direction the sensitivity is. So I might try, shooting it right at the pie hole there to see if that reduces some ambient noise. But then, yeah, they, like I mentioned, they talk about pencil microphones that just get pointing right, and covers for those. They were expensive. I got more research to do. So I thank you, though, for that. It also had covers for lavalier mics, which I thought about because Major Rich, during his shaves, he puts a little lavalier mic on. So maybe that's the way to go. Something that's up close, so maybe it's not as sensitive. I don't know. More to come. But the second comment he said is he's got 2 tubs of Texas on Fire. So first of all, as soon as he said that, I'm like, this guy, Frank, is somebody I need to get to know better. Because not only is he watching my videos, giving me feedback, which I appreciate, he's been on our one live. And when we said, what were we drinking? He was drinking, it's an Ardbeg 10. It was a peated scotch. I know that much, buddy. So that, and he has 2 tubs of Texas on Fire. I'm like, all right, I need some more deets on this Frank fella, because he's speaking my language. But he said, oh man, he said he's got 2 tubs, one older, one newer, and they both smell the same, and there is something other than smoke there. And then I thought, well, I guess and I replied to him. So Frank, here's an update. You're all going to hear it at the same time. I replied to him that, well, my taste in scents must have just changed. Just like peated scotch and stuff. Sometimes you get into something, you really like it, then you find other flavors and you go back to something at the beginning of your journey, and you're like, I found better. I thought maybe that must have happened with Texas on Fire, that I used to love it. I love smoke so much, so if I have an in-your-face, smells like smoke soap, I can't imagine I wouldn't like it anymore. And then as soon as I replied to him saying that my taste must have changed, I was like, oh, thank you, Frank, for pointing out they didn't change over time. Because if you said it changed over time, I would have been, oh, that's it, and moved on. I was like, it must not have been Texas on Fire. And it wasn't. It wasn't Texas on Fire. So Texas on Fire. So I don't know if you know about this one, Frank. Because if you don't know about this one and you like the smoke up in your face, you're welcome. Ready? This is it, buddy. This is it. Razor Master Toivo, something like that. This is pine tar. You see it down there on the bottom. Pine tar. Doesn't smell like tar. This is what I was telling you about yesterday. It is smoke, smoke, smoke. You let the campfire just kind of simmer through the night. Thick smoke kind of laying low because it's cold in the morning. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So Sterling is a 10 out of 10 scent strength. This is 12. This is cranked it up. This is I am not joking where I had to think about whether I wanted to use a Paladin brush with this, because it's likely it'll have a hint of it the next time I go use it again. I will smell this tomorrow when I open the door to the bathroom. It is that intense. So like I said, if you want to be punched in the face with smoke, because some people, if you don't know, you don't know. How come people don't say that? They say, if you know, you know. Well, if you don't, you don't. If you don't enjoy it, yeah, it sounds ridiculous. It's like, we try to get the smell of smoke out of things. Why the heck would you want? Because it's glorious. Oh, man. This is not, and everybody, you have to agree, unless you're just being dense to make an argument, that smoke, not all smoke smells the same, right? Smoke from tires, I'm sure there's some people that like that, is different than smoke from plastic, which is different than smoke from a match, which is very sulfur, which is different than smoke from a campfire or smoke from, whatever. So maybe you hate it all, that's fine. But this is campfire, just gray ash. The smoke just kind of, sorry. Got a little away from me there. So that's just, and I have to imagine we are in the minority, because there is not a whole lot of powerfully smelling smoky things. You don't get potpourri of house fire, stuff like that, right? I'm using the same, I've been getting one little whatever on the neck there. That's fine. I'm enjoying this razor. Again, I said I need to find a Camasorry that's a little bit fancier than this thing. This seems a little bit pedestrian. Uh-oh. Wow, I'm dinging they don't hurt or nothing. It's fine. That's all right. I'm enjoying myself. So I was going to say the same thing with peated scotch. Everybody likes something different. Some people like just a little smoke, right? You like Johnny Walker Black. Apparently that's got a hint of smoke. It's so light I can't get any smoke out of it. But people that have never tasted smoke in a beverage, something like that, that's fine. But if you are into peated smoke, flavor and smell in your drink, some people just like, same thing, be punched in the face. And it's weird if you don't like it. But I get it, because like things like lavender, like I don't mind the smell of lavender, but it has to be a hint of it. I'm punched in the face with lavender, which most lavender smelling things are. I hate this. Like, it's too sweet, and it's just, oh, it makes me almost ill. It's the same thing. So same thing. So I gotta find out, maybe we got a Zoom call today. I don't think his name was on the list. For how come you don't put your name on the list for the Zoom call? So, what was I? Oh, I was thinking in the shower. Again, in the shower, I'm like, I should say this and I should talk about this. I'm wearing the Barber Day Barbershop at Home shirt. And like I said, if I shave in the shirt, it gets wet, right? And then you get the stretched out neckline for the rest of the day. I was gonna say, well, tough tooties. It's the weekend. I don't think I'm going out anywhere. And I don't get one red cent for wearing the shirt. And I was thinking, why is it red cent? I know they were made out of copper, but copper isn't, I guess, you know what, were they more liberal with their labeling back in the day, and they called it a red cent? But that's why the Zoom calls and the Drinks and Dave's Lies and stuff will be so much better, because I can just throw that question out, and then either on Zoom call somebody go, well, actually, did you know? Or, you know, during our live, somebody will look it up and can post the answer. Boom, interaction. Like that much better. Like that much better. Anyway, yeah, I don't know what's going on again. Maybe I'm just irritating the same place every time. Like I said, it doesn't hurt, but tomorrow I'll probably have to go back to the Rockwell 6S, which is my go-to if I need never take a day off of shaving, but if I need to let things heal up a bit, I go with the old Rockwell 6S. And especially in the Nickel region, if I'm wearing a tie to work, that doesn't fly. That gets, you know, the price we pay for beauty. I have to think about that. I can't shave and have a little weeper and then go put a collared shirt on that I'm going to be wearing a tie with, because it will hit right around there and get blood on the shirt, and so I got to spend more time in my beautification routine. So anyway, that's all I have to say. I don't know how easy it is to get this anymore. I think there's again, you know, this channel does no prior research. There's a shaving store site called the English Shaving Company, the English Razor Company, something like that. If you're Googling soaps and things, you'll find it. I know English is in the name. And I do believe, I don't think they have free shipping, but consider their shipping like worldwide. Their shipping is very reasonable. And they carry the Razor Master line. I also have one called the Jura, J-U-R-A. I think that's kind of a woodsy scent. I like that too. So, and these are not expensive. And they also don't come, I don't know how you can get them. I got them just a wrapped soap. So these tins, I had bought separately and just peeled the stickers off that come with the soap. And stuck it. Look at that. Look at that. It looks like it's mercy. That's fine. That's one scent that even if you could get a cologne or whatever, well, I would love it. I would never wear. I mean, I think people couldn't stand being around me. They'd be like, "Dude, you smell like your house burned down and you didn't wash the shirt afterwards." They don't understand. They just don't get it. But what everybody gets is whoop-ah! This moment of whoop-ah brought to you by Great Barbershop, the sweetest smelling barbershop in Tucson. Oh. You noticed my hair did? Got my hair did yesterday? You want to know about it? Monday, 6:30. Drinks and Dave's live, talking barbering. I'm not sharing sharing what happened with all this until then. Tune in, join us, join Frank, meet Frank. I guess that's it. This was exhausting. See you in the forums.